for tuning in today. This is Tip the Tea again with your girl, Angie E. So where we talk about everything from motivation, inspiration, and of course the tea. So go grab your cups and let me introduce you guys. Let's tip the tea. This is Miss Carol Colman, right? Yes. She is no stranger to the show. She's been here before. She's done her infomercials. The girl is dope. So anyway, today our topic will be, we're going to talk about divorce and what leads to divorce. So don't forget, now, don't touch the dial. Make sure you continue to stay tuned in. How you doing, Miss Carol?
Hello, how are you?
Hey, girl, I'm glad you're back.
Glad to be back.
Yes.
Yes.
We're going to talk a little bit about, dive into the show about divorce.
Okay.
I know that it has been, I know for me, it's been about 3 years now, 2.5 years, 3 years for me. Yeah. And it wasn't easy in the beginning, it wasn't. But it somehow, by the grace of God, I got through it. Like I said, and sometimes when you've been through so much in your life, you ain't really got time for no other mess. You know what I'm saying? No. So I mean, it's either gonna be one way or the other. It ain't gonna be no in between. You know what I'm saying? And by this time, I'm like, I am not about to be in no mess. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be, either you're gonna be right or you're not. You know what I'm saying? Or you're gonna do right or you're not. I'm standing on what I believe in, my dignity and my self-worth. So I mean, like I was saying, hey, brother, if you want to get out there and do you, go ahead. I'm doing me.
Exactly.
I'm doing me too. But you're gonna get these divorce papers.
Exactly. And it's a process. Everybody make choices, and it's a process. And I notice with girlfriends, you have to talk to somebody that's been through something.
Come on.
You can't be judgmental, because sometimes we just want you to sit and listen.
Yes.
We don't need somebody's opinion. And I notice with the single girlfriends, because they've never been married, they're more opinionated on what they would and won't do.
Won't do until they
and with the married girlfriend,
in that situation,
they can understand, because marriage is a very difficult things, and nobody's marriage is perfect, and you're going to have your ups and downs. You wouldn't be able to go through marriage without having, it's just this thing called life.
Absolutely.
And so to go through the process of all of that and to come to that decision was very difficult for me. But I had and this is just one example. I had went to the dentist, and the dentist was like, your teeth, and I've always had nice teeth, but he's like, when you sleep, I can tell you.
Right.
So people don't realize some of the obstacles you go through,
and that can
start affecting your internal health, which brings on stress. And so that was one thing. My mother had gotten sick, and I had realized how short life can be. That was one reason. And I just decided it was so much more to me, and so much that I wanted to grow as a person, that it was time for me to close the door. It was a very, very difficult decision, because I had a life. I have a nice life. And not saying I didn't have that life before I did. It was just better because two people came together. But a lot of times people, and I had separated before, so it's not like I didn't go back, and try to make the marriage work. But when I made my decision, I knew that it wasn't no longer about him.
That's right.
It was more about me making myself happy and being able to grow as a person. And I felt that being in the marriage wasn't allowing me, and then it was hurting him, because it wasn't allowing him to do whatever he needed to do as a man.
Right.
I can't point fingers on you. All I can do is fix me.
Exactly.
And so I came to the decision, like I said, it was my fault, because I should have dealt with issues before I went back.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And just cut it off then. But as a married person, if you've never been married, you want to do all you can do, because God brings favor. When you marry, that's favor brought into your relationship. So when you marry somebody, and when you break that covenant, you lose your favor.
You lose your favor. That's what it says.
And so, when I knew some things had not changed and some things were still going on, that he probably not even aware to this day. Because what you've done. There's no need for me to beat you down. There's no need for that. And so when I realized that, it wasn't no longer about what he was doing, it was more about my happiness.
Yes.
And that's what made me come to the decision, well, you know, I have to do what's best for me. And not only that, I have to do what's best for you. Because the Bible says, love thy enemies.
That's right.
And pray for them. And so it wasn't about me. It's hard to do.
But with His grace,
But with His grace and His mercy, and you just stay prayed up. So in the morning you have to start with prayer, and at night you got to end with it. And I ain't saying it's all perfect. I went in the basement this morning, I was ready to kill him. So I'm not saying it's all perfect.
Right.
I'm just saying, I'm not going to go through that slander, that calling you names and that this and that. That's just not the level that I'm at. Absolutely. You know, I'm just going to stay prayerful through the process. Yeah. Because everything is a process. We all want it to be boom, boom, bam. Like I explained to him, you want it to be boom, boom, bam, and it's just, that's not how it works. We all got a process to go through. And we all got our own process to go through. And we just have to ride out the process.
You know, and that's a good insight that you just talked about. So, you know, we as some of us, not all, we as women, we have a tendency, you know, like you said something like, if you've never been married, you try to hang in there. And that's, even if a person has been married before, we as women, I think I'm just hypothetically speaking, I think we try the hardest.
Yes.
Because we feel like we want that family, you know, the orientation of a family and stuff like that. So we try to, some of us tend to take a little bit more than others. Or we take a little bit more than we should, just to say, okay, this is my spouse. But we, as women, we cannot forget who God made us to be too. We can't forget that, okay, God said that He, you know, He called us jewels. Yes. Yep. And we have to stand on that. We can't, He didn't say be a doormat because you're married. You can't let people walk over you. No. You have to still continue to contain your dignity and your self-worth, you know, and we have to love ourselves.
And Bishop Jake said it the best. He said a lot of men think because they pay the bills, that they're providing for the household. Right. That's only one entity of the marriage. Yes. A man that don't work don't eat. Come on. A man that don't provide is less than an infantile. That's right. So that's only a little part of a marriage. You're supposed to provide. That is your job as a man. You're less than a man if you don't provide for your family. Period. Ain't no in-betweens, ain't none of that. So I think men have to get out that culture, oh, well, she got this, I pay the bills, I do this. Yeah. But so does that give you the right to go mess around in the street?
Come on now.
Does that give you the right to do things that are not of marriage? Right. No, that does not. That don't give you a pass because you pay the bills. Exactly. You're going to pay the bills if I leave you. Come on. I'm just keeping it real.
Got to be paid. Yeah.
They're going to get paid, so you're going to provide for yourself if I'm not here or not. So don't think you doing a woman a favor because you paying the bills. You doing yourself a favor and honoring God. Exactly. Because you're providing for your family. That's right. And I think in marriage, they get lost in that. Oh, yeah. And I also think you have to be equally yoked. You have to...
That's a good one.
Yes, we have to lead by prayer. We have to do things together. We got to make sure the relationship, it can't be one person. I love to travel. I love to exercise. I don't like really partying. But I do like eating. So I like going out and get some good food. Right. But if that's not who that person is, at this particular time, going into my 50s, I don't have time to train. I'd rather go get those grandkids. I don't have time to retrain a 60-year-old man. I just don't have the patience for that. So I'm not faulting you because of who you are, because you not have changed who you are. You've been consistent in who you've been. So I can't fault you. But what I can do is see how I can do me better.
That's good. How long have y'all been married?
I've been with him for 16, was married for 14, 14 years, yeah.
That's a while.
Yes, it is.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So do you what led to this? Because was the marriage good at first? I'm sure, you had some ups and downs.
Yeah, you know what? I think it was good at particular times. It would be good.
Yeah.
It would be bad. It would be good. It would be
And
bad.
that's what any relationship.
But I think in this particular incident, there was infidelity involved. And when I came back, that was something that I just was not going to deal with any longer, because people have to realize these men are out here bringing other women into the relationship, not using unprotected sex. You don't know what they have. You don't know who these women, because if a woman gonna sleep with a married man, then she'll sleep with any man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not knocking the women, because they're only going by whatever was told to them. They don't know the backstory.
It would look funny if a 60-something-year-old, even 50, 40
yeah.
sitting up in the STD clinic telling some I got STD. What the?
Exactly.
I mean,
and so
we tipping the teeth.
Okay, yeah, we keeping it real.
Y'all, I'm telling you, this is a very exclusive show.
Exactly.
You tune in.
Exactly. And so you have to, and then it's about your self-worth. I'm not saying that's necessarily the case, but it's about your self-worth. And then when you can't build a marriage on division. It has to be a marriage of wholeness. We have to come together. It's not a mine your, and that's when and that can be a problem in marriage.
Derek, you listening to this?
So it can't be my house. You get out. I pay the bills. You get out. The house in my name. This is my house.
Oh,
exactly. And so it has to be a marriage over unity.
Absolutely.
And not to put the fault all on him. The separation probably was in the beginning of the marriage when it should have been whole from the beginning. You know what I mean? And so, but you also have to look at stuff as your upbringing.
Absolutely.
And some things we carry from childhood because of what we've seen.
Yeah.
So we've seen our parents being treated a certain type of way. We think it's okay for a man, and it goes on both sides. We think it's okay for a man or a woman to be treated that way, and that's not necessarily the case. I'm a very strong-willed person, where if you marry somebody that's not used to that, that's difficult for them too.
Absolutely.
So I'm not just putting it off on the person, because I'm a go-getter, take care of my business, do what I got to do. But some men can be intimidated by that. Also, they're not used to a woman being so out there and taking control of everything. And so a lot of our issues come from our childhood. And sometimes we have to dig back when we involve people into relationships to work on us first.
That's right.
Because people ask, well, you gonna get married again, or would you? That ain't at the top of my. Girl, I'm running. No, bye.
Right.
And so I'm not against marriage. I think marriage is of God. I think it's a beautiful thing. Will I get married again? I'm a marrying person, so probably so.
Yeah.
But I think people need to take time to heal.
Absolutely.
I think people need to take time to figure out their way.
Yeah, because you don't want to take the residue. And this is I'm
carrying the baggage.
Yes.
Yes.
And I know I've done this.
Yes.
In one relationship, I wait a while, but then that don't mean that you still got some residue, some issues from your past, and you kind of not expectantly, you take those baggage items with you in the next one.
But I realized,
you don't even realize
I didn't even realize it till now when I decided to divorce. I've never been single. I've never been single. I went from a relationship to marriage. That marriage ended. Engaged. The engagement ended to marriage. I've never ever been single.
Had time for just you.
I've never had time for me.
Yeah.
So I think that this process is not to belittle anyone, because I have to be accountable for my own mistakes.
Yes.
But in this process, it has taught me, when this door closes, take time for yourself.
Take time for you.
And if people don't understand that, I had to tell somebody, I'm not looking to date. I ain't even divorced. I ain't got one coming in the front and leaving out the back. That ain't what I do. I don't have time for that.
Right.
So I can't fix you, fix me, fix him, fix that, and pay a lawyer. I can't do all that. you know, and men, because they so in rush to get into a relationship, you know, because you divorced, and they like, oh, well, maybe.
Well,
no.
they think they do.
Yeah, and then
you know
no, then you ain't no different than
like,
yeah.
Okay.
And so I decided, no, this gonna be, and if people don't understand it, I'm sorry, but I really don't care, because it's not about me satisfying somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's about me healing, and just, I want to travel, I want to do different things, so if you not, and I do believe you have to level up. It's just some things, and not to put anybody down, it just ain't gonna work for me. You know what I mean? It just, it just ain't. If I have to do it, I'd rather do it alone than to build up another relationship that I'm trying to fix or help, you know. And so, and sometimes things are too late. The person that I'm divorcing, he's gotten into church, and, you know, hopefully it'll make him better for his next wife or whatever. But I think sometimes people think because they run the church, it's gonna heal. No, it's some things that dug so deep.
Absolutely.
That no, church. You know, and I ain't saying God can't turn things around, but I think His season is up.
Yeah.
You know, and
sometimes that happens.
Yeah, and it does.
Yep,
and I don't have there's no hate there. There's no animosity. There's none of that. But sometimes, you know, we have to be accountable for what we're doing. Yeah. You know, a lot of times, especially in divorce, people want to, we can just agree and sign the papers. That's not life. You want us to agree to sign the papers.
Right.
But we couldn't agree in the marriage. Now look at what you're saying. You want us to be friends. All of a sudden that the papers is drawn up.
Yeah, well
but we can't be friends. Now it's one thing if we're friends through the process.
Exactly.
And we both agree.
Right.
But let's look back at the marriage. And I told him, ask yourself, have we truly been friends through the process before this? So not that you want to cut attorney fees and you want to be friends. Well, no attorney suggests that. And it wasn't about money. I have a wonderful attorney. It was not about the money. It was more about, she wanted to make sure that I'm treated fairly for what I've been through.
That's good.
You know, because I'd rather have an attorney.
Good about it.
But yeah,
it's good that she.
But I had I interviewed 3 different attorneys. Now, one particular attorney said, oh, well, you know, it's better to file downtown Chicago because the judges favor better. See, I got God on my side.
That's right.
And whatever God has for me is meant for me.
That's right.
And so I'd rather you fight and lose, and you done fought a good fight.
Come on now.
Than to come in the door and you don't even know me and tell me where to file at. I don't play games like that.
Exactly.
Because when I walk in the courtroom, I'll be walking with God. When I leave the courtroom, I'll be walking right back out with God. Absolutely. And I'm content and good with whatever God places my way. There won't be no battles. There won't be no fights. My attorney asked me what would the end result be. And that's all I expect.
Absolutely.
Fairness. That's it.
Yes.
I'm not trying to put him in a hole. I'm not trying to make sure that the home isn't kept. I'm not trying to just slander him.
Yeah.
But I think you still should treat her fair. And as a man, you should make sure after all the things you've done, and some of the things you don't even know that I know, you should always make sure that she's good.
Absolutely.
And watch how God bless you.
Yes. And I don't want to be sound biased, but that's what real men do.
Yes.
You know.
But that's the truth.
That's what real men do.
That's the truth. When you can admit your flaws and your faults and come to terms with it with God, you're going to be okay too. There's no need for when he was served, the text messages that I received through my phone. Now, honestly, it's so much going on with me trying to do other things that I done forgot the boy had to be served, child. The boy child.
No, that's right.
Now, this tip the tea, so I'm keeping it real.
We tipping the tea.
So I don't forgot. So I'm in class because I'm
act like a boy. You got to.
Yeah. But I don't forgot the child had to be served. So I'm in class because I'm getting my license for insurance and health.
Oh, you go, girl.
Yes, and so I'm in class. So I get this long text message, just leave, I'm like, what? I'm still out of it. Because all these laws with the insurance, my brain is already fried. I've been in class all day. You know, what y'all doing here, they got 10 minutes of my time because my brain fried.
Right.
So I said, what is he talking about? I'm still out of it. And I'm like, what is he talking about? Girl, I get to reading the text messages and he is 10,000. Like, he going off, you know, you've been at your job for years and why can't you do this and do that? And then, you know, most men, you know, that have had their careers for years, of course they don't want to give up half. Yeah. But no attorney is going to, the attorney won't even represent you. My attorney said, when I fight, I don't stop. So,
wow, she's good.
She's good. She said, I don't stop. So once I fight, my attorney's so good, I don't even know what she sent him. I didn't even know what he was talking about.
But wait a minute, let me ask you this, not to cut you off, but what led, if you don't mind me asking, because we tipping the tea.
Yeah.
You don't mind if you can say, look,
no,
NG, we ain't got the G, I ain't finna answer that. But I'm just saying, what led up to the divorce? Was it, you know, just, you know, what led up to it?
I believe it was some more infidelity going on.
Oh, wow.
I believe that I didn't want a marriage that was split anymore. I didn't want that my marriage that wasn't working for me. And I also believe my health concerns. I believe the stress.
Yeah.
You know, because I was holding a lot of stuff in, like I said, that I should have dealt with when I separated from him.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But, you know, okay, I'll buy you this. He bought me a new car. You can have this, you can have that. And you see the materialistic things, but in the end, that don't make you happy. You have to dig deep within the roots of your soul and deal with what you're battling with.
Go ahead.
And so when the stress started to affect my health, I knew, baby, this door is closing. And then as the year went on, I saw my mother get sick.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But she been delivered and healed. Girl, that cancer is gone.
Yes.
Yes. So exactly. So when I saw that, I'm like, no,
Oh, wow.
And so I think I don't think one particular thing. I think a number of things just had built up, and because it's not, and I just not defend him, but it was infidelity before. So those issues that you have with infidelity has nothing to do with me. But I had to realize that. Those issues had to do with you. So you have to fix you. That has nothing to do with me. And so when that came about, and then just the separation of marriage, you know, nobody wants to hear your mind, this my house, this my, I ain't got to listen to that. For what?
That's right.
You know, this is a unity. And so when you study the laws of marriage and you go back to the Word of God and you bring back God into the marriage, you know, this ain't right, this ain't right, this ain't right. So it wasn't just one particular thing, it was a number of things that had, it ain't no your car, my car, wherever the keys are and we drive a car, it's 4 cars sitting there. Is you crazy?
Exactly.
I shouldn't have to call you and say, where's the keys at to the car?
Right.
You know, and so
do you think he was like started like bitter too or something?
I think when you don't have a humility about yourself,
oh yeah, that has
and it becomes arrogance, especially I think people in
must humble yourself. I tell you,
policemen have an arrogance about their self. And so I think when you don't have that, and so I think when you don't have that humility about yourself, you realize I can't humble you, but God will.
Yes.
And so when I came to that point of knowing that, God, this is your child, like I had to do with my children. These are your children. They only borrowed to me. You can't force somebody to change. You have to step out of the way and God will change them. And so I think when I came to that point and that realization of it, that's when I knew. Just to make me a better person, I had to decide to let him go. And he served me.
Wait, what? I'm nervous.
So he served me first. He served me, and then my attorney served him.
So how did that make you feel?
I did say, it's not like I didn't know I was going to get served, but I did say, on the advice of the attorneys, because you can't serve police officers on state property and all of that. So it was easy, and so people didn't know that, but yeah, so it's easier if they, you know, want a divorce. It's easier to have them serve you.
How long has he been a police officer?
27, 28, 30 years.
Oh.
Yeah, and so, you know, it's difficult, you know. Sometimes you're not sure, but this is one particular time I've never been so sure in my life. And just, and then just for him, not even for me, just for him, just for him. So that was my final decision. So that's what led up to it. Like I said, it was a number of things.
Yeah.
And it was good to, you know, talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, because I think people, when they deal with different things in marriage, you know, women, we are the forgivers. Oh, we forgive, I'm going to do better. Oh, we forgive, I'm going to do better. Oh, we forgive, I'm going to do better.
Yeah.
And I just think it was just a number. And then there was issues that I probably didn't deal with over the period of the marriage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, or if I dealt with it, but then the issues may have came back up.
Yeah.
And so, dealing on the mental health part, when you see other issues that don't have nothing, and I don't want to diagnose anybody, but when you see other issues that necessarily don't have nothing to do with you, I had to ask him, dig deep within yourself and figure out what you're battling with. And then the healing can come.
Oh, wow. Well, so hold that thought, because we're going to get back into this, girl. This is really good. This is Tip to Tea. We're getting ready to go to a commercial. Don't touch that dial. You guys, I'm telling you, you want to hear this. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back with Tip to Tea. I'm Angie E. See you soon.
Hello everyone, this is Angie E. with Tip to Tea. If you or anyone you know in the Chicagoland area and you would like to come out to promote your brand, network, or even if you have an interesting topic you would like us to discuss, come on out and be my special guest. Let's Tip the Tea. For more details about the show, you can go to my YouTube channel, type in my name, Angela Eskridge, and leave me a comment and I'll get back with you. And you can also catch up on all the previous episodes. So come on out, let's Tip the Tea. I'm Angie E. See you soon.
Hi, my name is Marla Redrick, and I'm with World Financial Group. We're a division of Transamerica World Financial Services.
My name is Jeff King. I'm an associate also with World Financial Group.
And if you're an entrepreneur and you want to talk about your business here with Angie E., she'd be happy to have you as well. Super excited. She's a lot of fun, and you have a great time and get an opportunity to talk about your brand. So come on out, check her out on YouTube, Angie E. on Tip the Tea.
Hello everyone, I'm Carol Colman. I'm on the set with Tip to Tea with Angie E. If you want to come on as a special guest, leave a comment below. Come on the show with Angie E. and Tip to Tea. Okay. Also, I am a mental health supervisor. If you need any help, if you're just thinking about it, if you're just thinking about a crisis, please call 1-877-964-1245. They can get you all the help you need. Come on. You don't suffer alone.
Hey, I'm Will Sutton, and I'm on Angie E. Tip the Tea. You can check me out on Tuesdays from 2 to 3 p.m. at Chicago Sportstown Network, and that is every Tuesday, 2 to 3 p.m. Or you can follow my Facebook page at William H. Sutton III. Or you can follow my Instagram at Sutton Sports. That is with a Z and not an S. That is SUTTON, sports with a Z and not an S.
Hey, welcome back to the show. This is Tip the Tea with Angie E. I have my special guest on here, Miss Carol Colman, and we're talking about divorce. So it's a touchy situation or touchy topic to some of us, but she's strong, y'all. So you want to just kind of like, you know, kind of follow a lead. Or if you're going through a divorce, you know, I encourage you out there to know that you can make it. Everything will be okay. You just keep God in the forefront and everything will be all right.
Yes.
Okay. So let's get back to the talk, the show, girl. I mean, we talked about, you was telling me about what led up to it, and
Yes.
You were telling me about the stuff that he were, you know, seeing, or, you know,
Yeah.
the long letter,
Yes.
long text messages.
Yes, letters, and text messages, and this and that. And
You say he served you, huh?
yes, he served me. But I did tell him to have me served. I did say that. I said, like I said, it's difficult to serve a police officer because they on state grounds. We cannot serve anybody on state grounds.
Oh, wow.
So I did say, that he should serve me, and I did say that, I thought, and I did ask for the divorce. He did say he did not want the divorce, so I asked for the divorce.
Okay. He said he didn't want the divorce,
No.
but he just didn't want to do him. Huh? Okay.
I think after that particular time, he had gotten into church, and then I, to defend him, I think he's still in the church. He's still trying to, like I said, our issues are a lot of times that's beneath us that we have to deal with, and so hopefully, just staying prayerful, and he gets the help that he needs. That he will be able to, get past his issues on why he, does the things that he, and then it wasn't even 100% about infidelity either. It was just about his way of thinking as far as marriage is just totally different. Yeah. It wasn't even about that. It's more about the unity of marriage, and so I think those were the issues that had came forefront, is just having, just being as one. And so I think in marriage, as I got older, that's what I was more focused on. This has to be a unity. It's not no your and my. It has to be as one. It's not, marriage can't be selfish.
Absolutely.
And so
agree with that.
out of everything, I think that probably, I wanted the marriage to be, I want to be with somebody that he's my best friend. And so that's what I was specifically, looking for.
Oh, yeah.
And he needs somebody that can be his best friend. I think a lot of times it'd be so much hostility in the marriage that you just be like, oh, wow. And so I think that's the point I'm at. But to hate him, no. If he got sick tomorrow as a wife and as a mother, I still would take care of him. I don't wish nothing bad on,
good. That's strong.
Anything. But I think when it comes to different things in the marriage, you have to honor the marriage.
Yeah.
And you just have to respect the marriage. And I think when it started affecting your health as far as stress, a lot of your health issues come from stress.
Absolutely.
And I work out every day, and my
Really
teeth,
healthy.
I'm at the doctor, getting everything checked out and clean board of health. But I think stress, if the doctor's like, well, there's nothing wrong, your blood works good, this good, that good, everything's fine, and and the doctor's like, but you're gritting your teeth, your teeth is weighing down, so whatever you're going through is just you holding it in.
Yeah.
So whatever issues, and it took a dentist to tell me that.
Wow.
Because the doctor said you're fine, you good. But the dentist is like, whatever he said, even though we may not say things, we internalize a lot of stuff.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so you gritting down on your teeth. You're holding it in your sleep. Whatever you're going through, you just clench it.
Yes.
And so, when headaches, I was having real bad migraines.
Oh, wow.
And so, they do an
How did you get
MRI.
rid of them? Like, what did you have to do to?
Well, one thing, you change your diet.
Oh, yeah.
You change your eating habit. You go back to who you originally are, because before I got married, I was very, because doctors, they just want to shoot medicine in you.
Absolutely,
Give you medicine, give you medicine, give you medicine, give you medicine. And so, doctors want to shoot medicine in you and try to, and I'm not into taking medicine. And so, then your blood pressure going up, this going up. And so, no, you just have to change your eating habits. You have to change your diet. You got to stay prayerful first. Absolutely. And you just got to work through it, and just get back to who you originally are. Because one thing about marriage, sometimes we lose who we are.
Absolutely.
Trying to either fix that person,
or
be honorable as a wife to that person, or try to mold ourselves into that person's life.
Absolutely.
And so sometimes we try to do that instead of just being who we are and growing together as a person.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of women in marriage that end up divorcing, that's what, and I think in my case, I think that was one of the major things. I went back, but in the process, I'm losing myself. You know, and so I want to get back to who I originally am.
That's good. So how long have you been dealing with this, you know, going through this process?
The process literally I was served in February.
Right.
It's good to laugh about it, but I'm telling you, when I got there, when I was served, yeah, Jesus.
I know that's
when
right.
I was served, and although I can say serve me, Jesus, when that served, because I get home pretty late at night, and when I was served, this woman come knocking on the door. I'm like, who's sitting in front of the house?
Right.
So obviously he had to tell her what kind of car I
time
drive.
was this?
Like 10:30 at night, and I usually don't answer the door.
Oh, wow. They come that late?
Girl, the server will come whenever because you have to pay a server. It's like $300. So every time she miss serving you, you have to pay her some more money to come serve you again. Like you get so many times to serve, and then if they miss and can't catch you, then you have to repay a server.
Oh, wow.
But I didn't know who it was. You know, she looked like one of us, like a girlfriend on the street. Like, So I get in the house, and I see a car sitting in front of the in the house, and I'm like, who's sitting in front of the house? Because he works.
That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, because he works midnight. So I'm like, who's sitting there? And he know I don't answer the door because all my family is out south, so I don't answer the door. So I'm like, who's sitting in front of the house? Wow, you know. And so I hear this boom, 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 boom. I'm like, who is it? And they was like, is your name Carol? And I was like, that's me. She's like, how I'm a process server.
No, she didn't.
So at first, and it's good to laugh about it, but let me tell y'all, and I'm joking that I do not take divorce lightly or marriage lightly or anything like that. But I'm so happy I'm at a place where I can laugh. But girl, when I got them papers, I was in shock. It was a reality check. But to defend him, I told him to serve me. So I'm not knocking him. But the reality, that's why I tell people.
But you probably told him, but you didn't really think that he would. Kind of. Like.
I thought he would, but I didn't know when.
Exactly. Okay.
But as the process went on and she served me, it was more like, that's why I said everything is a process, because it became a reality.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I told him to serve me, but that wasn't the reality. But when I got served, it was time for me to step into the reality of it.
Okay.
And so it became a reality. And he served me. And so that's when I knew it was time for me to, you know, close the door and move on. And because in the end, a man is still a leader.
Yeah.
And if a man really wants to do all that he can and everything he can, even I offered to go to counseling.
Okay.
But if you get a response where somebody tells you, well, why go to counseling? We're going to divorce anyway. And I offered to go to his pastor for counseling, not mine, his. And I said, oh, because you don't want your pastor to know the truth.
Oh, so
that's why you don't want to go to
facade.
Well, if you want your marriage, and I offer to go to counseling, you set up a meeting with your pastor, and we'll go meet with your pastor.
Right.
And you don't do that, and your comment is, well, we're gonna get a divorce anyway. Then let me know that this door, that this door is closed.
Yeah.
Because now you don't want your pastor to know the truth. You want to go to church like your wife ain't with you. But that is not the case.
It's like I said, putting up this facade.
Putting up this facade because you don't want to know the truth. But believe you me, the pastor he's under is a wonderful pastor. I know that pastor.
Wow.
Great pastor.
That's amazing.
So don't think that pastor does not know.
Wow.
A man of God, an anointed man of God, he know. Because let me just say this, and I say this to all the women. No good woman gonna leave a good man.
Tip. That's tip.
No, if you a good man, we not leaving you.
Yes.
If you done did everything you can do, and we feel you've done everything you have done, as a marriage, I don't care what you've done, we will not leave. Because let me tell you something about change. I wouldn't have to say he changed. When you walk in the door and he with me, you would know he changed.
He changed. Come on. Girl, there's some good tips. That's some good tea. We're tipping the tea. This is good.
And
This
so
is
when he
good.
made that decision, and that happened before I got served. So when I put that out there, let's meet with your pastor, and he made that decision, I knew it's time to move on. And that was one of the major reasons why I left. It wasn't infidelity and all that. It was
Was
one
that
of the major.
difficult when you found
out?
When
I put it out there and because when you involve God and somebody not going to do everything they can for God, it wasn't no longer about me. It was about me dealing with him having to deal with the issues he had to deal with. And so I knew, well, God, this ain't about me, so let me remove myself out the way. And so when I knew that, because that was offered before before I was served. So when I knew that was offered before I was served, then I knew it was time for me to move on.
I'm saying at that moment when you finally just realized that, how did that at that moment make you feel? Did you get emotional, or did you feel relieved? Did you feel shocked? Or
well, you know what I think, because I've been brought up in church and being a woman of God and knowing the word and just getting the word every morning. I think that I wasn't shocked, because the history of him is not dealing with his issues.
Okay.
And so until a person realizes what issues they have and deal with them, no, I wasn't shocked, because I had put it out there. And actually, I wasn't shocked because I was calling this bluff. I'm just going to be honest.
That's what I'm saying.
Because I had
What was your feeling at the time?
I knew that he wasn't going to agree to that. I knew the answer before I asked. And he confirmed it. I knew it.
What do you mean
When I offered to go to see his pastor.
Okay.
Because I never wanted it to be one-sided, because I had been at my church for so many years. So, no, let's go get some new eyes and some new...
Right.
So, let's go to your pastor.
Yeah.
And so, I never... I knew it. I knew the answer.
Oh,
And
wow.
so
So that was
after
kind of like a rhetorical question.
Yes.
Right.
And so, when I asked him the question, when I asked the question... And then maybe 3-4 weeks after that, I was served.
Oh.
Wait, I take that back. I'm sorry, I left out a part. I was sent a letter. But the law, you have to be served. So I ignored the letter. So after I asked those questions like a month before to see his pastor, maybe 3 weeks after that, his attorney sent me a letter saying, 45 days, move out the property, you keep your house, I keep your house, blah, blah, pension, this and that. But that's not how, marriage is not, especially when you invested so many years, it's not that basic.
Yes, absolutely.
But he tried to get me to agree to, we use the same attorney. That's not even advisable from any lawyer. And that's not even an attorney trying to just get money from you. They just don't advise it.
Exactly.
Unless it's something straight, split down the middle, they just don't advise it. So everybody should have their own lawyers.
Yeah.
And so after I brought that to him to go see the pastor, then I said, I got a letter sent in the mail before I got served.
The letter?
Yeah, I never received a letter, so when I spoke with my attorney, she said sometimes it's called a courtesy letter.
Oh, it's okay.
Well, sometimes attorneys will send that to you so they won't have to pay a server to serve you. And so you don't have to respond to the letter because you have to be served by law. You have to be, a process server has to serve you.
And I didn't know that either.
Exactly. So,
Wow.
But they will send you a courtesy letter to let you know it's coming.
Right.
So that's what basically I got, a courtesy letter, and then that I got in February, and then March I got served.
Let me ask you this. Since we were talking about the divorce and everything, and it seemed like you're a strong woman, and I know that's just the grace of God.
Yes.
Because divorce can be somewhat difficult to some of us, and some of us, hey, we're strong. We like, come on with,
Yes.
And then sometimes some of us, like I put on a mask. I was like, yeah, we can do this, that, and the other. But in my heart, in the beginning, I really didn't want a divorce. We was,
Right.
And then I knew in his heart he didn't want it either.
Yes.
Because it was little things he would say.
Yes.
Like he would say, you the one wanted this, or you the one running around here, talking to lawyers, sneaking. And I was, because I was trying to get estimates and everything.
Right.
So, just in case.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, and I did. I felt like, okay, what could I have done different? So, what I want to ask you, with this whole process, what would you have done different throughout? You're getting teary-eyed. It's okay. It's okay.
What would I have done differently? You know what? I probably shouldn't have went back once I separated.
Why you say that? If you could talk about it. If not,
no. You know what? I just my grandmother used to have a saying. Even an old dog get tired sometimes.
yes, baby, come on.
And I am not calling myself a dog or saying not even calling him a dog, but I'm saying that not even in his case. I think with me being who I was and just going through the process of life, I just think that I should have just let him go then, and I think that's probably the biggest thing,
Yeah, but you was, like I said, we as women.
We try until we
right,
can.
and that y'all had a lot of history.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you basically kind of really, at some point, to a certain extent, you all knew each other very well. That's what I'm saying.
Right,
14, 15 years. That's a lot.
Yes.
So you was doing what you felt that was right in your heart at the time.
Yeah.
Well, let's just see, because sometimes things. It's like a 50-50 chance. Sometimes it can make it better, sometimes it won't. you know. But you took the chance.
Yes.
And that's what I like about you. You're strong, you took the chance. And hey,
Yeah, and I did. And I mean, like I said, a lot of things are from my upbringing.
Yeah.
Being raised with my grandmother, as coming up, I saw things. And my grandmother, she was a woman that stayed and a woman that just pushed her way through. Nothing was perfect, but she was a woman of tenacity, and I think that's where a lot of it came from. Just seeing the diligence that my grandmother had, because back then, of course, they wasn't divorcing or doing all of that.
No, it wasn't.
No, they stayed and rolled it out.
That's what I was getting ready to talk about. That's going to be a whole nother show. Like,
they just stayed and worked it out. But, now we at a different time.
Absolutely.
And like I said, not to fault him, because, we all battle with something.
Absolutely.
Whether it's this, whether it's that, whether it's finances, whether it's infidelity, whether it's divorce, whether it's sick children, whether it's sick parents, we all battling something within ourselves. So it's not to default him. Like I said, the decision really wasn't about him. The decision was more about me making happiness for myself.
Absolutely.
And that's the transition that I decided to take. It's other things I want to do. I would like to open an office to help seniors with health care, retirement.
Oh, that's good.
And knowing about their pensions, knowing what plans they can get in so their medications won't be so high. That's my goal.
Yeah.
But as a couple and a married couple, it has to be a unity as one. When you have somebody that's getting ready to retire, then I might need you the backbone to help me elevate to where I want to be, because he's about 8, 9, 10 years, older than me. So, it's time for him to retire. Okay, well now I may need the support so I can do what I need to do.
Right.
And my goal in life is to help people. If I can just help you cross over,
Ooh, come on.
then a job well done.
Yes.
If I can just help you get to the next phase of your life and I know you happy with it, I'm happy with it. I don't need no accolades. I don't need no ribbons. I don't need no money. If I can do it wholeheartedly, and so if I can get out there and help the seniors and just educate young people on life insurance and different stuff like that, then that's what I would love to do. And so that's what my goal is. I've been with my company for 27 years. I would like to come out of there in 3 years. I would like to come away from mental health, and I would like to focus on young people, making sure they have all the things they need so when they get ready to retire. I wish somebody would have told me I would be a millionaire. I'm not. But I would if I had somebody like me into somebody's life at 27, 25 to invest money. Or, you know,
just instill or invest.
Or just say that magic
wisdom.
word. Yes, that's going to help me get across. And so I wish I had that. Or with the seniors, it's so many different plans that seniors should be in. We have some seniors paying $300, $400, $500, $600, $800 a month just for medications. Alone. And so we can fix them and get them into the correct plan. So that's what my goal. My goal is to help people cross over, to help people get what they need. There's nothing more better than somebody enjoying their life gracefully and going through the pearly gates and not having to worry about nothing. And so that's what I would like to do. And so that's my goal. And so my goal is not
answered the question. Our closeout question. So we won't go into that. Okay, we won't even ask that question.
So my goal is just to help people, you know, and just to do right. But I wasn't here to dog about divorce, you know, or to say anything negative about him. Like I said, the issues that I dealt with is probably my own internal issues that I done. And it's probably from childhood that I done let just lay dormant. And then now as I gotten older and realized different things are happening in life, that you don't want to wait. You want to enjoy your space. Once you hit your close to them 50s, you just like, I ain't got time for this.
That's right.
Let's go. You know, and so, and that's what happened. Once I realized, and if he felt in his heart, he might have felt he's done everything he can do. And so that's why he proceeded. And that's okay. That's fine. Because when you at a place, I've been dealing with this for the last good year and a half. And so, and so when you've been dealing with the transition and the process
all in my syllabas.
Okay. But when you're dealing with it for the last year and a half, things are a shocker, but it's not a shocker as long. You go through the process and you move on to the next thing. And so the next step is just trying to figure out what area I want to go to and just really focusing on and standing by what I want to do to help people cross over.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that. To help people cross over. That's amazing. So, like I was saying, this was a very, very good show, girl. This is amazing. So you was answering the next question I was going to ask you. What's next for you, and what's your ultimate goal? But you already said it. You want to help others, younger women, which that's amazing. To instill in them.
And I don't want people to be afraid to tell their story. And that's what the platform for you is about. It is so amazing. My favorite saying, don't underestimate the underdog, baby. Don't underestimate the underdog. Because I don't want people to be able to tell their story. And don't be able to say what you're afraid of going through.
Or embarrassed.
About going through. Or ashamed. Divorce is nothing to be ashamed.
And nothing
going through the process of life. And everybody done experienced it, they just ain't talking about it.
They ain't talking about it. That's right.
So nobody can cast judgment. It wasn't here. I never mentioned his name. It wasn't here to bash him. It was more about the issues that I had to deal with within myself. Because his issues is his.
Exactly.
And mine are mine. And I have them just like he have them. And so it was never about that. But when you can be mature and get to a place where you can talk about it, and when you have a good friend that they not dogging him out, well, girl, he shouldn't have did this, and he should. It wasn't. It's not even about exposing him. It's the issues that I was dealing with and how I came up with the decision. And then, I don't know why he came up with that decision. But that was his choice.
Yes. Wow. So what's next for you, Miss Carol? What?
You know what? Traveling. I would
No, that's
love
right.
to travel.
Yeah.
I always celebrate my birthday. Last year I went to see J-Lo in Vegas, honey.
I love it.
And I love me some J-Lo,
I
because
do
you know I
too.
support all the women help going to 50 and over, honey. So
Yes.
I love, so my next goal is probably go see Janet Jackson in Vegas.
I know that's right.
I love
amazing.
Vegas, and people think Vegas is all about gambling. It's really not. It's so much other stuff. Because I'm not a gambler, honey. I'd rather buy shoes.
That's a nice.
But just traveling and hopefully, I'm not against relationships, but the next relationship, I need somebody that loves to work out, that loves to travel, that like to have a good time. It could be on a Sunday. We just sit somewhere and just be outside.
Yes.
Just enjoy the nature.
Yes.
Get in the car and just ride somewhere.
Yeah.
And so I've made many mistakes. Both marriages have taught me very well. And so the next relationship that I come into, just being more open to just experience a whole different life. Sometimes we get caught in a box. And we go to work every day, we get up, we take care of kids, we raise kids, we help with the grandkids, we do this, we do.
Repetitious.
Yes, repetitious. And so now let's step out of the box.
That. Break the monotony.
Yes, let's break the monotony. Let's step out the box. Let's do something else.
Yes,
absolutely. If somebody calls and say, let's do this, them jobs gonna be there. Take time to do that. Because, every time we leave, tip to tea.
No, that's right.
We go tip to tea.
I know.
And that's just our ritual.
Yes.
We don't stop it either. We no.
Yes.
I tried to get out of it today, but tip to tea. No, that's what we do.
That's right.
So, but I appreciate that time.
Yes.
Because, you working every day, you going, and it's this thing called life. And we go through it every day. And so I try to enjoy the moments. And that's why I didn't mind stepping in.
Yeah.
And I'll never mind stepping in. Because when you go to the top, you ain't leaving me. I'll be the girl. Remember when? Remember when?
And I never would do that.
That's not even who she is, but she knows. But it's just so amazing things. Like I said, if I can just help somebody cross over, if I can just help somebody connect to the right people, and that's why I promote the show, because I'm so excited for you and for your book coming out, and so I just want to help people connect. So they can, it's enough room for everybody.
Yes,
and I know in our culture, and not to get off on the subject, it's a lot of jealousy.
It is.
It's a lot of jealousy. It's a lot of people not wanting to help people.
Absolutely.
And it's not about me. I don't need to be on the show. I'm like Derek. I can be in the background. I don't have to be on the show.
Oh.
But I want to make sure your show gets to where you need it to be.
Thank you.
So I don't mind that at all. So if I can help you get to where you need to be, that means I help somebody cross over.
Derek, you got some tissue?
Okay. Don't you cry. You're going to mess up that pretty makeup. We going to the eat.
No, because we're tipping this. This is so amazing, and I thank you so much.
I really enjoyed myself. I think the conversation has been exuberating. It has. I think when I get with you, it lifts so much off me.
Derek,
and so when I call you, you are there 100% for me. And everybody, I met her through her daughter. But I love my baby, but we keep her out the way. This grown folks stuff. And so she has just been a blessing, and a lot of times, and not to separate any other girlfriend, but she can understand my walk and understand my story.
I need some tissue.
And I just thank God for her. I just really thank God for her. Yeah, she carries me through, and she sometimes I'm feeling low, she'll build me back up. So.
Yeah, thank you.
But we're not gonna go there. But she don't even know I was gonna say it. So this has been a flowing, straight from the heart show. She didn't even ask none of the questions. We just rolled right.
Yes.
We just rolled right through.
This is what we need.
Yeah, and it is.
Yes.
So yeah.
Thank you so
You are so welcome.
Yes. If it's anything that I can do to help you,
Just you being there has
give you
been amazing.
wisdom, to uplift you, to empower you, I will.
The prayer was
I'm
more than
here.
enough.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
If you need prayer, I don't care what
So
time it
sometimes
is.
your family wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
I just recently, because I don't really discuss my personal life, this is probably as open as I've ever been out in the open with my personal life. And I just told my mother, I said, you know, I've decided to file for a divorce. And my mother's funny. She's very outspoken, and she said, "What made you to decide that?" I was like, you know, it's just time. And I said, and then she was like, "Well, as long as you're happy." And then I just cut the conversation off because a lot of times, my mother has my back, and all you guys have my back, but a lot of times, people won't understand, and I'm not gonna replay the story, dog them out of this and that, but people don't understand. And so it's nice to, sometimes it won't be family members. It'll be,
Absolutely.
it'll be that girlfriend that can just understand. And so I thank God for all my girlfriends, and I just thank God and just ride the process with me. Because when you go through the process, you know, it is light at the end of the tunnel.
Absolutely.
And so, and I know that. And people are like, "When you move?" I'm like, "Girl, I don't even know." But you know what? And that's what's so great about it. I ain't even worried about where I'm going to go.
Don't even worry.
Because that one up there got me.
He got you.
He got
That's
me.
what I'm saying.
So I ain't even, they was like, "Where you going?" I'm like, "Girl, I don't know. Wherever God leads me."
Got you.
Yes.
I'm so grateful that you were able, because I'm very, very, very private
Yes.
as well.
Yep.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. With my divorce, I would say I kind of suffered internally because there was no one out there that I could trust, that I could talk to. I have friends, but it's a limit. I'm not going to tell you
friend is
everything.
for, and then every friend is for every different
Absolutely.
things.
For
All
different
friends
things.
ain't for the same thing.
It's not, absolutely. But I did have this one friend that she's a prayer warrior. She don't ask no questions. If I call her 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, literally, she will be like, as soon as she pick up the phone, she going in. I'm like, I didn't even tell you. She just, come on, let's pray. Or she'll call me and she'll say, "God put you on my heart and we finna pray."
Right.
And it's like literally everything that I was going through, it would be in the prayer, so I knew it was from heaven. I'm like, oh, this lady is so, you know. But I thank God for her, and her name is Hope. Hope, if you're watching, thank you for your diligence and helping me. I didn't know you like that at that time, but I thank God for just somebody. She didn't ask no questions. She just went in on my
But you know, and people show up at the right time.
Absolutely.
You showed up at the right time and the right season for what I needed. You know, when I first met you, that wasn't that time.
Yes.
Your time for me and being with me was for now. Because you understood, you've been through it, so you would understood.
Absolutely.
And so I just believe in stuff happening in divine order. I believe all of this and all of what we go through is just in God's divine order.
Absolutely.
And so I just thank God for that. I don't believe nobody's ever late. They show up right on time.
Absolutely. And know that He's on time.
And then, exactly.
You know?
And so that's what I know. And so I knew that you showed up at the right particular time for what I needed.
Yeah, that's amazing. You know, like I said, when I was going through, and this is the first time I'm tipping the tea for real, y'all, this time. I think this is the season for me to say that when I was going through my difficult time with divorce, do you know, me and him we both were sitting at the table, and he was sitting there just bawling, and I'm sitting around looking around, not trying to look at him, and all of a sudden I'm like, "What's wrong with you?" And when he was like, you know, "I just don't think that we should do this." And, you know, I kind of felt bad at that time. And after that night was over, I sat there. I was still sitting at the table. And he had left and went on to work, and I was still sitting there. And I asked God, I was like, "Lord, what is going on with me? I feel so cold, like I don't even..." And God said, you're crying internally. And I was like, "Really?" God said, "Because you don't have no more tears to cry." Oh my God. See, don't let me stop. And I said, "Oh my God." He said, now, because now you can help somebody else. Oh my God. I said, "Well, if that's what I'm here for, then God release me."
And that's what He's done. That's what has happened with me. That's what He's done through you. And so I think people think that because a man is a leader, and he should be able to make his
Supposed to
marriage.
be.
He's
Yes.
supposed to be a leader. He should be able to make his marriage work. And when a man falls from that, he feels he lost the battle. So you taught me this. Don't think he ain't suffering. Don't think he ain't suffering. He may not show it the way you've shown it. He may not, but he's
internal.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, he is.
He
And
is.
so,
And one day he's going to come to you.
yes,
And he's
yes.
going to tell you, y'all might be long gone, or who knows.
Right.
See, we don't know what God is even doing in this, too. You know, we
Yes.
just got to let God be
be
God.
it. And that's when I realized, you realize with your children,
Yeah.
Lord, let me step out the way. This is your
Absolutely.
child. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And he's God's child just like I am.
Absolutely.
God, this is his plan, and you put him on this walk.
Yes.
So let me step out the way and you deal with him like you're dealing with me. And it's such a mature thing to get there and not have to be so negative.
Yeah.
I don't have a negative word to speak about him. We made our mistakes, we dealt with it, and now it's time to close the door and move on. And I feel so good about that. And so that's why I don't go in the house angry.
Yes.
You have your ups and downs. And little things can set you off. Like I went in the basement, you touched my stuff. For what? And I'm like, why are you touching my things? And so little stuff like that. But other than that, I'm not going to sit and battle with you.
Yeah.
You can't box with
That's
God.
not need to. Absolutely.
And so
That's not need to.
so it's been great.
That is so amazing. So now we're going to come up with the surprise questions. You,
Okay.
you ain't no stranger to
No.
You know I'm ready to
Yeah.
save it anyway. I got to ask you anyway.
Yeah.
So what makes you happy now? What makes you
You know
Carol
what?
happy?
What makes me happy? Them grandkids. I didn't think so because I'm like, Lord Jesus,
Yeah.
I'm trying to do. Stella trying to get her groove back. But they was going to see the JoJo concert, honey, and so I had found them some JoJo jackets at the Target.
Who is
And
JoJo?
the little singer girl that wear these big old bows in her head. I'm gonna have to show you who she is. And so they was all excited about JoJo. So Target had the jackets. So I went to my daughter's house and took the jackets over there for a couple of the grandkids. So I think that because kids bring a joy that
Yes,
is
they
so
do.
fearless and so innocent
Yes.
and so loving. And so that at this particular time in this season,
Yes.
they sent me pictures of them making slime yesterday. That's what makes my heart smile. So now I think what makes me happy is looking for things that make my heart smile.
Yes.
And whether it's helping a person, whether it's getting a person to cross over, that's what makes my heart smile. So every day, I just want to be kind to people and to do things that make their heart smile. Whether I have to hold a door. It's the smallest things. Whether I have to say, do you need any help? Are you okay? I'll take the buggy back. Because people don't realize how small those things is. A lot of times now you go to all these different stores, they want a quarter. No, sweetie, just take the bucket. You don't have to look in your purse for anything. So I think we need to pay attention to more of the smaller things and how we blessing people and instead of thinking it has to be Gucci or Louis.
Come on.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm talking
Exactly.
about.
So
Yes.
I think whatever I can do to make my heart smile.
Yes.
Meeting Miss Vaughn today, that made my heart smile. Just her starting her career and trying
Absolutely.
to just mentoring you, that made my heart smile. That's a story that I'll carry back to somebody and tell. So any little thing, now I'm more aware. And then I think after seeing my mother and the battle she faced it and knowing, and also I think with me too, not only dealing with the divorce, I think I just really started dealing with my grandmother's death because I lived with my grandmother for years. And I think within the last few years, she has passed away 5, 6, 7 years ago, but I think dealing with the divorce and dealing with all that, those issues were brought up. Because when you're in mental health, you always taking care of somebody else.
Absolutely.
But who gonna take care of you?
Absolutely.
Who gonna counsel the counselor when the counselor is tired
Come
of counseling?
on.
And so I think people don't realize, because I am so happy and I do try to do everything for everybody, and I do, but now I may need a little help.
I know that's right.
I may need a little counseling.
Yeah.
And that's where you stepped in.
Oh, girl.
Because you have to be able to tell your story openly.
Yes.
Where people not judging you, but telling it openly where people can understand you.
Yeah.
So I think now that's what makes my heart smile. Just meeting her and she started, because I love to see young people starting their career.
I do too.
Tasia doing her thing. That makes my heart smile when she sent me the
Shout out
picture
to
of what
Tasia.
she's doing.
Hey.
Hey, Tay. And so when she sent me the picture of what she's doing, I thought it was me. That's That's how excited I get.
And that's,
you know what I
that's-
mean?
that's-
Because
and
it's
you are
wholeheartedly
that way.
for love. You
Yes,
know,
yes.
well, what we got to do?
And
We
you
need some.
are, it's so sincere.
It's
And I see it. I
truly,
can pick it up.
It's
so
truly from
sincere.
the heart. When my
Yes.
daughter sent them pictures and they at the table making slime, I was like, Lord, thank God that ain't my house, cause ain't nobody cleaning that up. And so, or her, you know, she taking them to Disneyland, and my daughter travels with this girl. I said, well, man, was I a good mother? Cause you ain't go that many places. Jesus, you might have went up there to the haunted trails or to the Odyssey world. That's about all I was doing. We didn't do the Disneyland and all that. And so just to see other people's happiness makes my heart smile. And so I'm just so excited about when people sit and tell their stories, and just talking to some of the young girls yesterday at church and listening to what their goals are. I'll be so excited because all I want to do is support people and help people cross over. That's all I want to do. And as long as I know they happy, I'm happy.
I know.
So
that's good.
That's what makes me happy. Whatever people are doing and whatever battles they fought and done got over, that's what makes me happy. So every day I try to encourage people to tell me something. I'll ask, how was your weekend? And whatever they done and it made them happy, it makes me happy.
And that's you. That is you. So what sustains your happiness?
Knowing people are all right. Knowing my kids are all right, knowing my mother is fine, knowing my family is fine, that's what sustains my happiness. Knowing everybody that I'm connected to. I don't want to see somebody go through pain.
Yes.
That's a terrible thing.
What
I thank God for my mother is because when my grandmother passed, she was able to pass at home, but she didn't suffer pain. And all I can remember is my grandmother reaching. And I said, Lord, take her hand. And then that last day, he took her on up there. But before she passed, she was in the bed reaching. Like, Lord, if you can just grab my hand. And once I saw that, and I turned it into a beautiful story, and the angels took her on up, I was good. You know what I mean? So, yes. So, I mean, pain is what, you know, it hurts my heart. It hurts my heart to see kids hurt, seniors hurt, and people just going through pain. I don't want nobody to suffer. And if I can give to everybody where I just know they don't have to suffer, then that would just be a blessing. I don't like to see nobody hurting over whatever issue. I just don't like to see people in pain.
That's good.
And so seeing her and her dying gracefully, 96 years old, in her home.
Wow, that's amazing.
And then
that's a blessing.
when I went into the room, I don't even ever think I told this story, and I saw her reaching her hands up and just grabbing her hands. And then probably the next 2 days, she went to be with the Lord.
Oh, wow.
But, you know, and just being raised from her, and the knowledge comes from her, because when I was with her, she read her Bible every day. And I would be like, why you read the Bible every day, Grandma? And she's like, you're going to be needing to read it every day. And so just to remember them stories and how she made us walk to church. And we had to go to church, Sunday school every Sunday, smelling like chicken, because she fried the chicken and the biscuits before we went to church. So just them good memories you don't appreciate. And she would say, y'all going to miss me when I'm gone. And I've never missed my grandmother until this last year. Until probably the last 5 years, when I'm really dealing with her death and understanding death. And so that's what happened. When she grabbed her hands and she was reaching for them angels, I knew, and take my hand, Lord. So, yeah.
What an amazing story.
Yes.
I mean, not the death, but the way.
You did the way.
Was,
and you know what? Hers was about life.
Yeah.
It wasn't even about she dying. It was more about transition, and she was going on to live her life. Because 96, God guarantee you 70 in the Bible, and you better hope you get 70. So everything after 70, she was she was living off her ancestors' blessings.
Yes, absolutely.
So if I can take her blessings and live off that would be amazing. But my grandmother was living off her own. She had 8 children, and she only buried 1 child. And he had drowned years earlier in the service or whatever. But she, she was living off of other people's blessings, and because we saw her go through that and still love the daughter-in-law as if it was her own child. My grandmother was a very faithful, spiritual woman. And so that's what she told us, don't cry over us, that's just a shell. My soul is going on. Don't y'all cry, don't act a fool, don't fall in no casket. She didn't want none of that. Because she knew that her soul, she was so diligent with God that she knew her soul was gone. She said, don't cry for me, I'm fine.
Yes,
And
that's
so
amazing.
to just get that upbringing, my brother played piano and drums by the ear. He never was taught, he was gifted. And so just to get that from my grandmother is a blessing. But I think with me, I didn't deal with the death until dealing with the divorce, dealing with the death, seeing my mother go through her struggles. That's when I started, coming into my own. Okay. So the divorce left, it was many things that led up to it. And it wasn't 100% about him. It was me coming into my own.
Yes.
And realizing my worth. That's what it was about.
That's wonderful. So that's what really sustains your happiness.
That's what sustains my happiness, seeing everybody else happy. Yeah, because I got enough memories to be happy. And sad and everything. It's all up in the crock pot.
Yeah,
but when you get new happiness every day, like seeing it through kids' eyes, that's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Or hearing Bryson in the back talking about something. I'm like, what are you doing? And so when you see that new happiness, because kids always bring something new.
Yeah.
So then when I call them on the phone and one had a recital and she wasn't scared, and I'm like, you don't even say much. Girl, she got on that stage like she was a champ. What? I'm like, who are you? Yeah. Because we was making bets, this child ain't gonna do nothing. Girl, she got on that stage and performed like we wasn't there.
Oh, wow.
And she 4, and I thought she was tall for her age, but come to find out all the other ones was big.
Really?
And so she run her little self around there dancing and doing her recitals. And that was exciting.
Yeah.
So all of those things where you can create wonderful memories, I just believe every day we should be creating good memories for ourselves to make us smile. So that's what sustains my happiness.
That's
helping people. Because I'm in a career, I got to help somebody every day.
That's good.
Every day.
That's
and
good.
so I think that's what sustains it.
That's good.
Yeah.
So for anyone that may be experiencing this, divorce or whatever, what could you tell them to empower them, to lift them up, or to just give them some wisdom? And could they reach you if they need some prayer or just, like I said, uplifting?
Yes.
Is there somebody, is this anything that you can offer to give them? You can look in the camera.
Okay, yes. First of all, I would say go to God first. And I also say when you dealt with all you can deal with, and in your heart, and that your season is up, you have to understand, don't do it out of anger. Don't do it faulting the other person. Dig deep within yourself. And I think when you realize what you want for yourself, then it doesn't become about the other person.
Yeah.
So don't get lost in yourself being married. Make sure it's a unity. And so with all that being said, yes, anyway, and I say get your own attorney. Now I got to keep it real now. Make sure, unless y'all can agree and you had a relationship where there, sometimes every marriage is different. So sometimes divorce is also different. And so sometimes you can just use one attorney. But if that's not the case, make sure you take care of yourself, because nobody deserves to be unhappy.
Yeah.
Nobody deserves to be mistreated. And I have an email you can reach me at, colemancarol71@yahoo.com. You got any questions for me? Not to promote this, but I have a wonderful attorney. And it's not about the money thing, but when somebody can fight, and they come in and do everything they can for you for the best interest of you, because they really know your story.
And it's sincere.
And sincere about your story.
Yeah.
One thing you don't mind is losing. Because the people on your team, if we all fight together and we lose, at least we fought together.
Yes.
And so if you can come to that terms of that and forgive. You have to.
Absolutely.
God will not forgive you. If you don't forgive that person. And you're going to have your ups and downs. And God already knows it before you go through your ups and downs.
Yeah,
but if you can forgive and love that person in spite of, and let them also fly their wings, you'll be fine.
Absolutely.
You'll be fine. Get some good girlfriends.
Yeah.
Have swamp thing.
I know that's right.
You'll be okay.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
But this is a wonderful show. I've never been this open. I'm very private with my life because a lot, and I'm not private because I'm not ashamed to discuss it. I'm more private because I'm not looking for an opinion.
Yes.
Sometimes we just want people to sit and listen.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, and I think people get lost because, you know, people don't realize if somebody lose somebody, they come from churches and they be like, what is this? No, sometimes we just want you to sit there and just mourn with us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And just let me vent.
Just let me vent. You know, it ain't about opinion. So I think it's nice to be able to tell my story.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I've lost some girlfriends on the way, but you just don't understand. You thought it was all about you and this and that, and it wasn't. I was dealing with my own internal issues within myself.
Absolutely.
And so it wasn't about me losing girlfriends or this and that. But people have to, sometimes people need to step back and let you fight your own battle because people wasn't used to the way I had changed and started to act. But it was not about them. And what's so sad is along the way, when you lose a few girlfriends, they think it was about them. Honey, it was never about you. But did you ever ask?
Absolutely.
Did you ever think to ask? Sometimes we just get tired.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with the girlfriend. It has something to do internally. Like I said, when stuff starts affecting your health, that's when you know, okay, it's time to hang up these and move on. So.
Well, that was a good show. We had an amazing guest.
Amazing.
She really tipped the tea. She really, I mean, she brought it. Yeah. She's a very, very private person. And God used her today to just, you know, come on out, and she really, you know, she exposed a lot. And I want to thank her for that, because some people, you know, can't do that, and they won't do it. But I thank God for her to come out and to really, I hope that really helps someone too. So, you know, shout out to her. Her name is Miss Carol Colman.
Yes.
She gave you her information, and you'll hit her up if you have any questions or if you just need some empowerment. You know, go on her website, hit her up, you know, and talk about it. Let it out. Don't hold it in. So thank you guys for tuning in today, Tip the Tea. And I'm your host, Angie E. If you have any questions, you can go to my YouTube channel and leave me a comment. And so, with that being said, we're going to close out the show. So if you or anyone you know in the Chicagoland area and you would like to promote your brand, network, or even if you have an interesting topic you would like to discuss, come on out and be my special guest. Let's tip the tea. For more details about the show, you can go to my YouTube channel, type in my name, Angela Eskridge, and leave me a comment. Don't forget to subscribe. So come on out, let's tip the tea. See you next time. I'm Angie E.